E-commerce giant Flipkart today announced a partial spin-off of its payments platform PhonePe to facilitate independent fundraising. PhonePe has raised $700 million in the latest funding round and has been valued at $5.5 billion. Mugdha Warrier caught up with Sameer Nigam, the CEO of PhonePe, and started by asking him about the significance of this fundraise.
I think, Mugdha, it's got a few implications for us at PhonePe. I think one, most important for us is the fact that we've got $700 million of direct primary capital that's coming to PhonePe, which means we actually have a war chest and we can plan a 3 or 4 year strategy at PhonePe. So it's not from a common pool at the Flipkart group level anymore. Second, I think it's the PhonePe cap table now has separate sort of standing, and that means that we actually have an ESOP program and incentive structures for our own employees. That is very important as we try and attract even more amazing talent and try and retain the really good talent that we have in the company today. So we get an ESOP program or pool of our own. And the third thing I think is it's a partial spin-off. So Flipkart still remains an absolute majority owner. But I think the board also acknowledged that we've now become a really large platform in our own way. We also have a very exciting future. And the business model is actually quite different than the sort of e-commerce marketplace model that Flipkart has at its core. We are a payments company at the core. And it was time that 250 million users that we sort of embark on our own journey. It's sort of a coming of age party for us.
Okay. Coming of age for PhonePe. But Sameer, like you said, Flipkart is of course still a majority shareholder. We understand that they still hold 87% in PhonePe, while Walmart also holds 10%. So only 3% really, from outside investors. So it's not really a very independent entity, correct? Even after this spin-off?
So yes and no. I think we've always operated very, very independently as a BU from day zero. Because we'd actually started independently and then merged with Flipkart 4.5 years back. So DNA-wise, we've run independently. At the board level, PhonePe is going to get its own board that is going to run independently. There will be some oversight from Flipkart, just the way there's perhaps from Walmart on the Flipkart board, because they are an overwhelming majority. But the PhonePe board will and Rahul and I will be part of it, and we'll be making decisions for the long-term strategy of the company moving forward. So there's that added degree of independence. I think we'll be able to add a few other very seasoned independent directors to the PhonePe board. And we're going to be looking for people with more expertise in the financial services sectors in the Indian market. So I think more rounded payments and fin services board, which I'm excited about. And while in this particular round, it's all internal investors of Flipkart who've led the primary capitalization, it at least creates the opening that in the future, if we do need to raise more capital, Walmart's been amazing. I mean, they've told us, and as of the others on the Flipkart cap table, that they're always happy to back us, and we are very proud of that reality. But if we want to explore strategic partnerships, if there's other capital to be brought in down the line, or our ambitions require a lot more capital, at least the window to actually bring in other capital is opened up. So it's the start, it's not the end of the innings in that sense.
Okay. So you said you and your co-founder Rahul Chari will be on the board. Who else, have any other names been finalized so far on the board?
So I think Binny is going to be there as one of the minorities from the Flipkart side. There's going to be a few reps from the Walmart side, names just getting finalized. I think the independents are now to be actually added. We will reveal the final structure and the names in a few months before the next board meeting, perhaps. That's going to be the first PhonePe board meeting that we have independently. So I think, or rather with a new board, I should say. And I think it's going to look different than the one we had at Flipkart for PhonePe.
Okay. So you mentioned Binny. So Binny Bansal is transferring some of his stake in Flipkart to PhonePe with this?
Not to my knowledge. There's no secondary that's happened here, Mukta. This is pure primary capital that people have infused to buy shares into PhonePe. So this is direct equity capital that's come into PhonePe. There's no interim or internal transfer of shares between equity. Yeah.
Okay. So Sameer, 700 million in this round of funding. You said you had a 3 to 4 year goal. Can you tell us what this funding will really be used for?
So broadly, there's sort of 3 areas where we want to invest. On the payments side, we are seeing faster adoption of digital payments in the heartlands than we'd ever expected. And I think COVID's sort of turbocharged that. So we've already announced that we're going to go very, very deep into the rural sectors across all states this year. So that's going to cost us quite a bit over the next year or two to really lay out the merchants acceptance rails as well as on the consumer side. So one part of the capital is going to go towards really just building out the payment rails for India. The second, we've launched a lot of categories in mutual funds, wealth, gold, and insurance in 2020. Over the next 2 to 3 years, we really want to open up these markets. The penetration in India for categories like mutual funds is very, very low. So we want to really educate the consumers, open up products with sachets and SIPs, and really sort of target 50 to 100 million users in these categories. So that's going to take up another big chunk of capital. And the third is new innovations in platforms like Switch and stores and the PhonePe for Business app. We have 10 million merchants using that app, but I don't think we've even scratched the surface on the kind of hyper-local economic activity that we could enable if we connect our consumers and merchants meaningfully. So there's a lot of exciting, I think, incubation work to be done there. So we're going to keep opening up new product lines there.
Okay. So Sameer, moving away from the spin-off and the funding, PhonePe recently became a small stakeholder in NPCI. Of course, it's a very small stake. But can you tell us what this means? Will you have some say in, UPI, etc.?
No, not any more than we had in the past or any less than we had in the past. There's a UPI. UPI is one of the product lines with NPCI. UPI, there is a steering committee where PPI is now, which is wallets, have, I think, 1 or 2 seats by rotation. So we end up getting our say in there once in a while. We're obviously too small a shareholder even now, sub 1%, I think 0.4% or something like that. So it's not like we're going to have a seat on their board or we're going to have a permanent seat on any committees. But I think they've reached out to a lot of PSOs, everyone licensed by the RBI, I guess, in any sense. And we are big fans of the work that NPCI does in India. And we felt that, yes, it would be good to actually take a position there.
Okay. And Sameer, so quickly, since we are on NPCI, I wanted to ask you about the cap on UPI transactions that will come into effect from January. Of course, for players like PhonePe, it will still be 2 years because you are currently over the 30% cap. But what does this mean for the payment sector? What does this mean for PhonePe, which currently has a bigger market share than the 30% cap that NPCI has proposed?
So one, as you said, we have 2 years before we really need to worry about it. Second, I think the procedural guidelines will come out in time. Third, I think you and I have been engaging in this sector long enough to know that 2 years is a lifetime. Every year we begin the year by asking ourselves, will we still have a large market share by the end of the year because 1 or 2 really, really large players enter. And every year end, we find ourselves in a situation where we manage to hold our own and live to die another day. So I think I'll worry about this in December 22. Many other sort of cool things to do and many other battles to fight. I think zero MDR still needs to be structurally solved. Risk and fraud at an industry level is something we're all working on together. I think there'll be more initiatives there that the industry can work on together. I think uptime is another significant concern. We're already seeing that. So I think those are real problems. If 500, 600, 700 million Indians adopt digital payments by 2023, and the worst case scenario you have to worry about is a 30% market share, that'll be a different discussion altogether. Right now, I think we should all be spending our time thinking about how do we get every Indian to adopt digital payments. So I think this is a problem that I don't need to personally focus on for the next 2 years. Being selfish there.
Yes, many battles to fight, like you said, till then. In fact, the competition has become more intense with WhatsApp Pay going live. Of course, albeit to a very small section of its users. But how does this really change the competition landscape going forward for PhonePe?
Well, since about 2017 when they announced, we've been saying we're happy when they enter, it'll be good. So I'm happy that they're now entering because I guess one was tired of the speculation. B, I still think that it's good when so many people compete in a market. Markets always consolidate at the end. We've seen this with the telco industry. We've seen this with pretty much every other sector. But if you don't have 8, 10, 15 big players competing with deep pockets, you can't take digital payments to 1 billion Indians. And I think to that end, it's great that they've also come in. Amazon's really become aggressive in the last year on UPI. Lot of I think players, and I keep saying I think my only regret / concern is that I hope that the next PhonePe out there or the next local startup that wants to innovate can get in, because I think that's the only one where I worry with zero MDR is become unviable for local players to enter. Others with very deep pockets can keep playing.